Good morning, guys. Hi. Okay, so we are having, hopefully you're not having technical difficulties today. I know that we were having some technical difficulties last week, but we're going to pray that this works and you guys can see this video, and it's January 25th and you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Okay, so what I want you to get out, if you haven't already, it was on the slide, so if you're prepared for class, you should already have it. But I want you to get out your I call it your floppy thing. You know, your floppy thing that has these on it. You should have one that has this on one side, and then this is on the other. We were doing 3-digit by 2-digit and 2-digit by 2-digit. Okay, you need to make sure you have that. It should be ready to go. You should already have it. Okay. If not, you're just gonna have to get your whiteboard. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so if you don't have that out right now, your sub can pause this and wait until everybody's ready, but you'll need these out, and you'll also need your notebooks. Maybe we might get to that, and you'll need your whiteboard marker, obviously, to use with your floppy thing. Okay, so I know that this says number 3, but my iPad is really zoomed in and I can't zoom out, and so I can't get to number 1 with my stand and everything. So we're just gonna go ahead and go to number 3. Okay, what I want you to do is on your floppy thing, you should have it be blank. You should have your whiteboard marker. We're just gonna do a multiplication problem, easy peasy, okay? And it's 2-digit by 2-digit, so it should be super easy. I wish I could ask you guys to give me digits, but I can't because I can't hear you because I'm recording this the night before, and so that wouldn't work. And I only have Gus, and he's not gonna help me tell me a digit, so I'm gonna make them up. Let's do 12 times 53. We'll do easy one. Okay, the very first thing I need to do on the side is, what do I need to write? You should yell it out. M-Z-M-A. Okay, M-Z-M-A. This is going back to like October, even before then. Okay, what does M mean? Multiply by the ones place. We're just filling up our circles first. We're gonna do 2 times 3, which is 6. Then we're going to do 1 times 3. We're not moving over to our boxes because we are in our circles right now. 1 times 3 or 3 times 1, which is 3. Okay, do I have any other over here? No. If I was doing 3-digit by 2-digit, then I would have one more little house to move on to, but we don't have any more, so we are good with this. You can check off your first M. Now we have Z. What is that Z? That means we have to add our 0 right here as our placeholder. Check that off. Now we have another M. We need to multiply by the tens, okay? That's our boxes here. Remember, we're not going to do 5 times 1 first. Think about how we did 2 times 3. We go from right to left. So 5, what's the rightmost number? 2. What's 5 times 2? 10. We have our 0, but we cannot put our 1 right here. We carry the 1 right there. Now we do 5 times 1, which is 5, plus that 1 is 6. So far, you should have 36 plus 600. Okay, we have multiplied by the tens place. Now we just have our A, which is add. Easy peasy. 6 plus 0 is 6. 3 plus 0 is 3. What's nothing plus 6? It is 6. 636. Okay, this should be a complete review for you. You know how to do this. I just thought about it. Savannah, you do not have one of these. So I'm going to make a mental note to ask Miss Pagano to get one for you, or you can share with a friend. I'm so sorry that I haven't. I just thought about that. So anyway, I'll make a note for Miss Pagano to print one out, but if she has not printed one out for you at this time, you can make sure you're sharing with a friend, okay? And that goes for anybody else. If you need to share with a friend, you can, or you can be working on your whiteboards and just draw the boxes and the circles. Okay, so sorry for that tangent. So we have done a review. This is a complete review. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to teach you how to multiply decimals. I know that sounds super scary, but multiplying decimals is not hard, okay? It is literally exactly what we just did with like 1 extra step thrown in. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down to here just because I need more space. You guys erase your floppy thing, okay? What I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you exactly how you multiply decimals by decimals. The way I'm going to do that, it's going to look a little funny, but you'll get it once we do more practice. Okay, so my problem for you is going to be, we're going to do a really easy one. We're going to do 1.1 or 1 1/10 times, like I'm being really easy. We'll do 2.2. 1.1 times 2.2. The reason that I'm writing this above here is so that way you're not going to get confused. So I want you guys to do that also. Just while we're using this like graphic organizer with the boxes and the circles, I want you to write this above it. Okay, now, if I was going to fill this in, what do you think I would do? You can have your guesses. I wish I could hear them. But what I'm going to show you is this. We're going to use these and fill them in. 1.1. Where should that point go? Where should that decimal point go? It should go right here. So I want you to do that right now. You can even make it like really big. Okay, 1.1. Where's my 2.2 going to go? Right underneath it. 2, 2, and I'm going to make my decimal point really big. The reason I'm making it really big is so I can see it. I can clearly see that I'm not multiplying whole numbers like this. There's no decimal point. I'm multiplying decimals. Okay, so I have filled this in. I'm setting up my problem, and I need to, what do I need to write over here? MZMA, just like normal, okay? Don't let the decimals scare you because they should not scare you. Okay, what you're gonna do, it's gonna look a little funny at first, but this is what we do when we multiply decimals. Draw a little arrow, like a little one, like this. I'm gonna draw an arrow next to your houses and an arrow next to your circle and your square, right there. Okay, now what I want you to do is I want you to count in 1.1 how many digits, how many numbers are to the right, remember the right is this way, the right of the decimal point. How many digits? I have 1 here and 1 there. I have a decimal point. How many digits are after it? Just 1, right? I have 1 digit. Okay, what about this? 2.2. How many digits do I have to the right of the decimal point? I have 1. Okay, for example, I'm going to keep this here, but I'm going to write another one. What if I had 2.23? How many digits do I have to the right of my decimal point? 1, 2, right? What if I had like 9.7392? How many digits do I have to the right? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Okay, don't write that. Go back here. Okay, so I have 1 and I have 1. Okay, now we're gonna ignore what I just did. We're gonna ignore these decimal points and we are gonna solve this problem completely like we don't even have decimals there, okay? Just like if we were really multiplying 11 by 22, okay? Ignore the decimal points. We have already done our arrows and we're setting up the problem. Now we can solve it. Okay, so we have m multiplied by our 1s. 1 times 2 is 2. Now we have another. 1 times 2 is 2. Do we have any more circles? Nope, we're good. We've multiplied by the 1s. We have a z, that stands for 0 is our placeholder. There we go, we can check that off. Make sure you're following along. Now we have multiplied by the 10s. So we have 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 1 is 2. This is a really easy problem, I hope. Okay, and then we have our A for add. So we have 2 plus 0, 2 plus 2, and then 2. 242. Okay, here is where you are not done yet. Usually you would be like, I'm done, yay, check that off, woohoo. But we have one more part. We have decimals up here. We need to have some decimals down here. Do you know where you should put them? You might be thinking, oh, I can put it like right here because there was 1 digit after there and 1 digit after here, so maybe there would be 1 digit here. That's not the case. So I'm gonna show you on my phone. Yeah, you can see it. Okay, it's 1.1 times 2.2. 1.1 times 2.2 is going to be equal to, oh look, how many digits are there right after that decimal point? You can also see my face in my phone. Hello. I have 1, 2 digits, okay? So I can't just put my decimal right here. That wouldn't work. So if you go back, I'm glad I have that answer right. But I'm going to show you what you do. 1, 1, and then we know that this, remember how many digits was after the decimal point on my phone? 2, okay? What is 1 plus 1? I really hope everybody's yelling this. I hope you are yelling that it is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. Okay, what I have done is I have added that there was 1 digit here plus 1 digit here after the decimal point. So now in my answer, there needs to be how many digits after my decimal point? 2. That means 1, 2 has to be after my decimal point. So where should my decimal point be if I have 2 digits after it? It's gonna go right here. Hopefully you put it right there because I have 1, 2. An easier way to do this is if you were gonna be like 1, 1. We start here, we go 1, 2. Okay, you could do that. Or you can just say 2 digits after the decimal point. Or 2 digits after the decimal point. Okay, cool. So this should be on your flappy thing. Now I want you to erase it. We're gonna do another problem. I'm gonna go down to number 9 because I don't have an erasable thing. Okay, now we're gonna do a harder one because 1.1 times 2.2 is like the easiest problem in the whole world. We're gonna stick with 2 digit by 2 digit multiplication for decimals for now, just so we can get the basics down. And let's do 5.4 times 7.2, okay? That one's a little bit harder. 5.4 times 7.2. So make sure you write this on the very tip top like this so that way you can see it. Now I want you to go ahead and set up this problem. Don't solve it yet. Okay, so the sub needs to make sure that you are not solving this yet because I want to make sure that you've got every single step down. You should be setting up your problem just like this. So set it up. Okay, you should have done a 5 and a 4. My decimal point goes in between my 5 and my 4. I'm going to do it really big so I can see it. 5.4, and now I'm doing 7.2. My 7 and my 2 right there. And I have my decimal point really big so I can see it. Okay, I'm doing multiplication, so I need to make sure I write my MZMA, mini zoos, mini animals. Okay, am I done setting up my problem? I would be done if I didn't have a decimal problem, but I have a decimal problem. And so I need to do one more thing with my arrows. Remember what I do? Okay, I do my arrow, I do my arrow. How many digits are after my decimal point here? 1. Okay, how many digits are after my decimal point here? 1. Perfect. Okay, if you wanted to go ahead and tell me how many digits are going to be after my decimal point at the bottom, like my final answer. Remember what we did here? We added them together, 1 plus 1. So what did we get? We have 1 digit here, 1 digit here. It's going to be how many digits after the decimal point? 2. Okay, we have completely set up our problem. We are completely ready to go. This is your first step to success, is setting this problem up correctly. So great job. Now I'm going to give you guys time to solve this, okay? So your sub can pause this while you work. So the sub can just pause this. You can play it when you guys are ready for me to go over it. You can go. Okay, as of right now, you should be paused. Now you should be all ready for me to solve this problem. Okay, my first M multiplied by the ones. I have 4 times 2, which is 8. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, check that off. Z stands for 0 for placeholder. Then I move on to multiply by the tens. I have 7 times 4. That is 28. Carry my 2. Then I have 5 times 7, which is 35, plus 2 is 37. This is why we need to make sure that we still know our multiplication facts, guys. These are not going to go away. Okay, please make sure that you have 1083780. That's what you should have. Then we have an A. Add 8 plus 0, 8. 8 plus 0, 8. 1 plus 7, 8. And then we have our 3. Okay. If this was a regular problem, I'd be done. I am not done because I need to put in my decimal point. Okay, remember there was 1 digit after here, 1 digit after the decimal point here. How many digits need to be after my decimal point? 2. So where's my decimal point going to go? It's gonna go not here because there would be 1 right here. There's 1 digit and 1 digit, 2 digits. Remember, it's also like if I wanted to like swoosh over twice, 1, 2. You can read my problem or my answer, my solution, my sum. 38.88 or 38 and 88 hundredths. Okay, hopefully you've got that down. Okay, I'm gonna do one more example problem for you, and then we're gonna be done with this video. Okay, I'm gonna move over here. I guess I have some room right here. Okay, now I'm going to give you a different kind of problem. Okay, you're gonna be like, what? No, I want to stay with this kind. Okay, this is just as easy as the other ones have been. Okay, we're gonna do, let's do 4.6 times 12. What? Only one decimal? How do I do that? I'm gonna show you, okay? I want you to set this problem up. Okay, go ahead and set it up. Sub can pause it if you need to. Everybody just needs to set it up. Don't solve it yet. Okay, as of right now, you guys should have set it up. The sub can pause it if she needs to. Okay, I have 4 6/10 or 4.6. My decimal point needs to go right here. Right? What am I multiplying it by? I'm multiplying it by 12. 12 is not a decimal number, right? I hope you said yes. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I have my 12 and I'm gonna fill it in just like normal. Okay, if I was going to make 12 have a decimal point, where is that decimal point going to go? It wouldn't go right here because that would change my number completely. It would become 1.2. It's gonna go here, right? It's gonna go after. And if I wanted to, I could put a 0, but I don't have that right now. Okay, so you can keep that decimal there if that helps you, but you really don't need it because we don't even have any decimals in that number. Okay, the whole point of that is you can set up your problem just like normal with 2 digits right on top of 2 digits, and these decimal points don't have to line up. When we move away from the graphic organizer, you'll see that more, okay? Okay, so I forgot my MZMA, and I also forgot one more thing. This is a decimal multiplication problem, so I need to add my arrows. And this is where it's going to get a little tricky, okay? So remember back here, we're counting how many digits are after my decimal. In 4.6, how many digits are after the decimal? 1. Okay, here, do I even have a decimal? No, right? So, and remember we said we would put it like right after. How many digits are technically after the decimal? Are there any at all? No, so it's 0. So if I was going to go ahead and try and figure out how many digits are going to be after my decimal point in my final answer, in my sum. If you remember, we added 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. If we go up here, what do we add? 1 plus 0. What is 1 plus 0? It's, I hope you said 1. Yes. So we know that there's only going to be 1 digit after our decimal point for our answer. Okay. I'm going to give you some time to solve this. Your sub can pause it. Then we'll go over it. Okay. Right now, all of you should have finished this. We're going to go over it. Okay. M multiplied by our 1s. We have 6 times 2. That's 12. 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1, don't forget that, is 9. Check off multiply by the 1s. Now we have a 0. 0 is our placeholder, so now we can check that off. Move on to multiply by the 10s. We have 1 times 6. Then we have 4 times 1. Awesome. I can even cross that out if I don't want to use it. I have one last thing, kind of. I have to add. 2 plus 0 is 2. 9 plus 6. This is where I bet some of you got it wrong because you weren't checking your work. It's 15. 1 plus 4 is 5. We have added, but are we done? No, this answer is not right yet because I have multiplied decimals. I need to put my decimal somewhere. Remember, I had 1 digit after here, 0 digits after the decimal here because there wasn't even a decimal. Here, I need to have 1 digit after my decimal point. Where's my decimal point going to go? It's going to go here. 55 and 2/10. 55.2 is your answer. Okay. You guys did a great job. I'm really proud of you. I know that this is a new thing, but it's also kind of a review for multiplication. So you guys are doing great. What you're going to do is you're going to have some independent work to work on for the rest of class. I'm going to give I'm going to display some problems that you're going to plug into these graphic organizers. So you're basically going to get the same piece of paper as what I was working on. And on your piece of paper, you're going to be drawing the decimal point, solving the problems, and then you're going to turn it in. So on the next slide, there's going to be your 9 problems that you're going to be working on, okay? Okay, I miss you guys a lot. I hope that you have a wonderful day. And I hope that you guys are not sick. I hope you're feeling healthy because there's lots of sick people everywhere. So I miss you. I love you guys. Goodbye.